Alright, my peeps and peepettes, I'm back at the reviewing station for the next exciting toy review of this week's category, which is quite the surprise here, considering that I wanted to review this one last, but I decided against it because I just like doing that. So here it is, at long last, the review coming at the reviewing station of Premier Edition Leader Class Megatron from Transformers The Last Night toy line. Very awesome. Long anticipated video review I really wanted to get to, but I've had so many setbacks it's not even funny. It's not even funny, so don't laugh. So anyway, with that said, as partake of every single video review on this channel, blah 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 and so on, let's take a look at the packaging. Look at that very nice picture of Megatron there. Very nice. Megatron, Transformers The Last Night, ages 8 and up, Hasbro's logo right there. Transformers going to the top, which leads to the Premier Edition logo right there. Onto the side of the packaging, and there's that nice artwork of Megatron again from Transformers The Last Night, with a brief summary. Merciless tyrant. Sounds familiar. Isn't this the same description from the Voyager figure? Onto the back of the packaging, and here we got the CGI rendered form of the action figure. Here's another brief summary of Megatron. What in the heck? I've never read that. So anyway, there's Leader Optimus Prime, who's available right now with this said Leader Class figure, which I did not go this route. 30 steps of transformation for this big behemoth, and that's basically it because this side really has nothing to offer. That's right, I just pulled an M-Go. So, here is the figure. Nice. What else can I say? Why am I starting off with robot mode? Well, it's because this is the way he was packaged, so the real surprise is within the transformation from robot mode to his Cybertronian Jet Mode, and this makes our second official Movieverse, Michael Bay-verse Transformers Megatron figure in his Cybertronian Jet Mode for a leader scale action figure. Try remembering that. So anyway, yeah, take a look at that face. Oh, don't you go out of focus. The lights really don't want to work with this, but you can see all the detail going on there. It's not too bad. Looks pretty sharp. Very clean paintwork. The eyes are painted, obviously. No light piping. That's not a thing anymore with Transformer figures. Get some shadow on here so you can actually see the detail. Very cool. Really good. So, anyway, let's get to the gimmick. Let's turn his head so you can see what's going on here. There's a lever, obviously. If you haven't seen a review of Leader Megatron by now, then this is where it's at. This is how you activate the special feature, and the whole reason why I actually got this figure, to tell you the truth. Flip it up, and there you go. Nice. Movie Megatron should always have a battle mask now. I think that is essential to his design. He totally needs it. It makes him look so awesome. Speaking of which, his night design, I don't know how to actually say this, but I'm just going to go ahead and bring it out. I guess it's just because of the Last Night theme, because Optimus is technically a knight as well. Megatron needs to be one too. I don't know. Speaking of which, don't even know how Megatron came to be again. Last time he was Galvatron in the previous movie, Transformers Age of Extinction. And he's now Megatron again because that's the answer. So, it's not explained, but since I am wielding this right now, let's take a good look at his axe. Sword. Whatever. A very cool medieval looking sword. Got a nice gunmetal gray. The handle is actually this very dark gray plastic, which is nice. Pretty cool. There's a peg right there, and what are pegs for? Well, it's basically for storing things. So, on the back of his backpack here, he's got 2 holes. And it fits right in here. Kind of loose, but not too loose. Not to the point where it's going to fall out, but yep, there it is. Pretty nice. Not much else to say about that. He does have his arm cannon. It's gigantic. It's definitely inaccurate, but it's the play feature that I really like about this thing. Plus, if you wanted to, you can use it as a shield. Store that away. There you go. And bring that back out. Sadly, this doesn't lock into place, unfortunately. I mean, it's just free moving. So depending on how tight the springs are on the inside, all depends on how much this is actually going to move on you. Mine's pretty secure, but still, you get the idea. Anyway, you can also fold it in. And I see a lot of people always complaining about this mode here. Well, technically the jet mode. Can never lock this into place really. When it comes to it, it always seems that the nose cone always wants to flip back on you. Is it loose springs or something? No. Let me explain. People forget to push this in all the way and have this button here sitting straight out. I mean, as you can see, when you go to move the cannon, it just recesses right back in there. So what you want to do is make sure that you hear that click, and then you see it's all the way out, and then you can bring the nose cone around, tap it in, and it holds just fine. See, I'm tapping on it. I'm tapping on it. Nothing's happening. See, that's how it works. So anyway, since we haven't gone to transformation yet, let's flip that back out. And yeah, there we go. Megatron is loaded with articulation. He has a swivel joint at the head, because that's all he can do because of the gimmick. There's no ball joint. He's got a swivel joint here. He's also got this shoulder bit that gets... Oh, it's a part of it. I always thought this was a separate piece. I must be thinking about the Voyager. Yeah, I haven't really messed with this figure since I got him, because I've had him displayed and he's freaking sweet. So, got some tight hinges here for inward and outward movement. We got our bicep swivel. You got your single jointed elbow that does get 90 degrees, and it is definitely hollow at the forearms. There's not much that can be done about that. It's due to transformation, so deal with it. But, to plus on this figure, we do have swivel joint here for the wrist. Nice. Not many Transformer figures get that anymore. Nothing at the waist due to transformation. Get all this to clear out, and you get some movement here on some very tight ratcheting joints. For the legs, it goes up about that much, goes back about that much till it starts hitting the back portion, and then you get this much for inward and outward. Not much else that you can do about that unless you take these off, which they are a pain to get back on, so don't bother. You do have an upper thigh swivel joint kind of around the range of the knee joint, which is below that. You get a fair amount of play there on a single joint, so that's 90 degrees of play. And then there's a hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet, and there's also the included ankle rocker system, which is actually a little higher than where it should actually be. Still though, not too bad. I really like this figure. He is so freaking sweet. And let's take one good look at him for a moment with his weapon in hand, so you can get the full rendition of this figure in all of his very nice glory. And I love the metallic sheen that's going on with this figure because of the dry brushing that was done on him. You get some really good highlights. That's very cool. I like it. But let's put the icing on the cake. There we go. Now he's perfect and ready to destroy some Autobots. Maybe even the TRF. So there we have that. There's not much else to say about this, so let's do a brief side-by-side comparison so we can get to the next step of this review. This will have to do. There is Scorn compared to him. Spinosaurus, a leader figure. Remember, this is a Voyager. Just remember that. So, there we go. There's that. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, whoa! Yeah, I just realized something. I am totally missing a few things. We have some accessories. We got these, the flame effects. I totally botched this whole review over this. So yeah, what you can do is you can slide that in there, pull it out, and yeah, now it looks like Megatron's using a flamethrower, which isn't right, but whatever, it is what it is. Well, what's done is done. So there, and as I readjust my tripod stand because I knocked it out of whack, there you go. The instruction manual for Leader Class Megatron. I totally forgot to show this. And now I have. There you go. We know how crappy they are. We don't need to go through the whole specifics. So, let's do this. Transformation. Yay, this ought to be fun. How unprofessional of me. Oh, Pete's sakes. Okay, This ain't working. Right. Fuck it. Jump cut! Ah, there we go. I am the master of failure when it comes to transforming Transformer figures on screen, which is why I'm here to make this groundbreaking announcement. It's supposed to be a drum roll. I'm done doing this. I'm not doing any more transformations on screen. Forget it. You get the idea of how this is supposed to go. If not, then go watch someone else's channel, alright? Leave me alone when it comes to this. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to do it anymore, okay? So anyway, here's Megatron in his very cool looking, very sleek designed Cybertronian Jet Mode, which is very difficult to keep all on camera. I wish I could give you a full rotation on this, but my turntable won't allow it. But still, as it is, from what I can show off, really nice. And of course, as you would guess, with the flame effects, you can put them back here and get them to peg in like so. It's the same thing on this one here. It's not easy doing this with one hand, but yep, there we go. And yeah, you got your afterburners or whatever it's called. Yep, woo, very nice. Yep, there's that, and that's pretty much the basics of the feature with this. They are cool for what they are, but still, I would have preferred like some spring launching weapon or something. Go back to that, Hasbro. I truly do miss that feature with Transformer figures. If you wanted to, for weapon storage, you can take his sword, and there's this hole right here that can obviously fit right here. We're not ready for that feature just yet, but yep, kind of loose on mine. I've had to use a little bit of super glue to tighten up the thickness, but unfortunately, it still needs a little more work. So I don't think it's going to get any better than that. Tell you the story, actually, and you'll bear with me for just another second as I go to pull this out. If it's in here somewhere, probably not. I probably misplaced it. Okay, well, I can't find it, but I'll let you guys know on a little secret with this story that there is actually a hole down here where you can apply an SH figure art stand or one of those displayable stands for your 6-inch action figures to have him off the ground, which is pretty nice. I'm glad that Hasbro actually does that with their Jet Transformer figures. Very awesome. Here's the problem though. It was so tight with mine, and even though it was my fault because it was actually a cheap stand piece, that it actually broke the tab section, unfortunately. So I took a good hour or so having to scrape that out of there. When I went to use a pin pusher at first to actually try and push it out the other end, I made the stupidest mistake. And you can see right there, there's a marking right there. That's where the hole would actually be on the bottom. So I put a hole on the outside, and I had to find this piece which was on the carpet somewhere, and I had to glue it back in place, but you can still see the stress marks and a little bit of the cracking. So yeah, I ruined my figure because I didn't take a little more care on the way I had him displayed for a while, unfortunately. So anyway, as you can tell by this stupid gimmick here that just keeps coming undone on its own, press the button and there you go, you bring out his cannon, and now he's got a weapon of murder death in this mode, which is very sick. And if you wanted to, you can also install the flame effect, but I'm not going to do that. It'd be a waste of time. So anyway, there we go. Remember, I have this button completely out in order to keep this in place. See? Works just fine. And for some specific reason, which I'm not aware of, you can actually open up the cockpit. Probably put a little model minifigure in there from one of those Revell planes or something, I don't know. It's an option, but still, very nice. He does have landing gear. Forgot to show that off, but yeah, it's right here. Gotta have some fingernails in order to get that out, but there we go. Sadly, it doesn't have any back landing gear. This is actually supposed to be the landing gear here. Yeah, this works. It works okay. It's not the best, and he's kind of crooked because that's the way it is. It always seems to be something wrong with this transformation here one of the fins sticks out a little further than the other one, and I'm not so sure what it is. And for some reason, I can't get Megatron to stay locked in place here. It just wants to keep coming undone. Maybe it's because I rushed to get this transformation done, and I've left some minor inconveniences to errors in this review. But yeah, still, I like it. It's a very, very big Cybertronian jet with some Cybertronian hieroglyphics here and there, here and there. And to tell you the truth, I really wanted to go for the Takara version of this. Unfortunately, it's that story. It's the exact same figure without any differences. Whatever. I mean, it saves me some shiny pennies, but yeah. I can't really say anything else about this. I can only showcase what's going on here. I like the dry brushing, the streak marks going on here and make it look like it's a little worn at the front. It's too bad it doesn't go all the way through with the plastic here. Unfortunately, none of that effect actually resolves around this area. But yeah, I think there's not much else to say about this. So let me go ahead and bring back down his landing gear. Plop. And let's do some side-by-side comparisons to wrap up this video review, which unfortunately is longer than what I had anticipated. So here's a Voyager Hound, who I've never really showcased before. We'll get to his review in time, so there's that. Let me bring in Caliber Optimus Prime, which happens to be the Leader Class Optimus that I got instead. So I didn't want the American release because it's just a copy and paste from Age of Extinction. This one is a copy and paste from Takara Tommy's Age of Extinction. Having said that though, there's a little bit of some tweaking here that makes him a must-have instead of the American release. And we'll get to that in his own review. So there's a good size between those two. So here's, you know, Scorn as compared to Megatron's Cybertronian Jet. So yeah, very nice. And there's not much else to say about this, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Is he recommended? Well, yeah. Which version to get? I already told you. There's no difference, so go ahead and pick either one. Then by all means go for the American release because it is the cheapest as it is. 40 bucks is what I paid for this guy when I found him. Unfortunately, this is my second figure I bought. The first one had some complications with the bow mass feature, and he had a broken arm, so I had to take him back immediately and get the only other Megatron they had in stock at the time, which I'm sure there's plenty more at my nearest Walmart store talking right now because that was many weeks ago. Questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you liked today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. I'll understand why. It's because I'm not doing any more transformation features. So that's it. There's nothing else to say. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe to my channel because I don't give a rat's ass anymore. And until the next video review, if you happen to show up again, this is your King Red's Power signing off saying thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you whenever you see me.